On video 3, I want to finish problem 68 and then do the back of this page as well. So we have your area written as a product still. So I drew a big rectangle, but then this one only has one thing there. There's not like a constant. So I just put the 3x, and then we have your 6x squared minus 11y. So if this is what you got, you can fast forward a little bit to get to D to check it, or I'm going to take a minute to explain it. So 3x times 6x squared is 18x to the third. 3x times a negative 11y is a negative 33xy. So as a sum, it's 18x cubed, and then since this is a negative, it'd be minus 33xy. D is a little harder because it's a little longer. You have two terms here, so I made it 2 high, and then since I have 3 terms here, I made it 3 wide. So you go ahead and write it. You have your 5w minus 2p, 3w, p, negative 4, and get everything multiplied, and then you're going to combine your like terms. The only two that are alike this time are these, and so that's how I got that answer. Now remember, if you got something in a different order than me, that's okay. You always look in front of it. So this is a positive 15w. If you had this at a different place, it would be a negative pw. This would be negative, positive, and negative. And when we flip it over to the back, now we're gonna start filling in blanks. I have to tell you, this is one of my favorite things to do. They're like little math puzzles. So we know that if this is xy, what did we have to multiply to get xy? Well, this one was x, so we know this one would have had to be y. And then, since we know that this one is y times what is going to get us 3y? Well, 3 times y is 3y. And so then you can write it down. Your length is y, your width is x plus 3. That's as a product. And then as a sum, you'd have xy plus 3y. Add what's on the inside. Looking at B, filling in the blanks here, we know that if this one's x squared, what you have to multiply to get x squared is x and x. Once we know that this one's x, then you can think about this. X times what gives you 12x? X times 12. So now you know that one's 12. Well, now that this one's 12, and you know this one's 5, you know that that's going to be 60, because you're multiplying, and then 5 times x is 5x. So as a sum, thinking about what's on the inside, you have x squared, 5x plus 12x is 17x plus 60. The product is x plus 12, because that's those dimensions, and x plus 5 are those dimensions. For C, starting right here, negative 2 times what is going to make it a negative 4x? It's going to be a 2x. So 2x times negative 2x makes it a negative 4x. So you're just filling in the blank. So now you know this one. So then I think next I went here. So negative 2 times negative 3y is a positive 6y. And then on the bottom one here, I have negative 2 times what is going to get me to negative 10? Well, negative 2 times 5 gets me there. Now, once I have that, up here's the only one I had written out that they gave me. So I needed to figure out what I could take negative 3y times to get that. Well, I could take it times x, and so now you know that that one's an x, and then you can fill in those other blanks by multiplying with what's down there. And finally, D, if this one's x squared, we knew we had to take x times x to get to that. Then we knew that this one was 6, and so this one was a little trickier because I knew I was going to need two things that would multiply to be 6. So I knew I needed to either use 1 and 6 on my sides, or 2 and 3, and so I chose 2 and 3. And so this one is a 2 and this one is a 3, so that way we get to the 6. Then we know that this is x, so x times 3 is 3x, 2 times x is 2x, and that's how you do it. Let me know if you have any questions.